Everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, we've got a very special guest, and he is a professional wrestler in the United Kingdom. And he is an openly gay pro wrestler, and I'm really looking forward to talking to him about his journey in wrestling and being out. And his name is Cassius the Neon Explosion. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to talking to him about his character, about him as a person, and the wrestling scene in the United Kingdom. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Room, and my interview will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Room, and as always, welcome to my nightmare. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been looking forward to it. Like I went online, I was like looking up some of your stuff, some of your bouts, and you're a really great wrestler. You are.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I try. I try.
So, so who inspired you to want to do this? Like, did you have any favorite wrestlers growing up?
Yeah, it was all the divas. All the divas. Most importantly, Mickie James, Kelly, and Trish. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Trish Stratus,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. But yeah, definitely Mickie James, Kelly were like my favorites. And I just like the way they had such a bubbly, positive attitude when they walked to the ring. You just wanted to cheer for them, and it was all the divas brought a playfulness to the show, which I loved. Like if school was going bad or whatever was going bad, I know I could like watch the divas, and it would just be loads of fun and like yeah, all of those, all of the like Halloween battle royals and the Christmas
Yes.
things, like all of the
Yes.
gift matches. Like I know they get a bad rep, but they really did inspire me, and I loved all of them.
I remember like one of those gimmick bouts. Didn't someone throw Vicky into a bowl of turkey gravy?
Yes. And that was iconic too. That was great. Like
I forgot who was the wrestler that threw her in there.
I can't know. I remember what you're talking about, but I can't remember who did it. But was it on her last? It wasn't on like her last thing, though, was it?
Yeah, it was like
And she had a massive
her
meltdown
last
after it.
stint.
Yeah.
Oh my, yeah, I remember that. That was so funny. Like Vicky's like laying in a bowl of turkey gravy, screaming, ah! She's screaming, "Excuse me!"
Yeah. The excuse me's were the best. I loved all of that. That whole era. Actually, back in the day, so I was a lot younger then, and I used to go to the shows. This I think when she was doing the whole excuse me thing on the mic,
Yes.
I think that was like just before I started training to be a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe at the very beginning, but I remember going to one of the shows and I even made a sign saying "Excuse me, Vicky Guerrero," and I had a lot of fun making that. Like that's how we hated her in my household.
Yes,
She was
exactly.
really good on the mic. She was
Oh
really
my
good on
god! Like
video. So.
as soon as she came out, like I was like, oh my god, no, is she gonna say that again? That annoys me so much. And then how she kept screwing over Taker because she was with Edge,
Yeah,
and she kept screwing over Taker. Oh my god.
iconic if you ask me. Iconic.
Definitely. And she's like the sweetest person because I was at a AEW show, and Vicky, when I was getting to the show, she was walking outside getting into the place. And I was like, "Oh my God, Vicky!" And she turned around. She went, "Hey, honey, how's it going?" And she hugged me, and she was like the sweetest person. And
Oh, yeah.
I took a photo with her and everything. Like, she was amazing.
That's so sweet. It's always
Mhm.
nice when you meet someone that you've watched and they're nicer than you thought. Like, those are always the best.
Oh yeah, and even Mickie too. I interviewed her, and she's a sweetheart. Like she's super super nice.
Yeah, so before I became a wrestler, I used to always go to Mickie James's autograph signings whenever she had them over here. And for some reason, she had a few. So I was always so happy. And she was always so sweet. And
Yeah.
every time I went, I gave her like a painting I did of her. And I think so, like, I gave her one. And then the next year I went to one and I gave her another one. And she was like, I met you last year, didn't I? And I was like, yeah, you did. And the fact that she remembered just made me even more of a fan. Like, I already loved her wrestling work and everything she did, like the storyline she did with Trish.
Yes.
As
Oh my
an
God.
obsessed fan, that was my
That has to
favorite
be
of
one of the
all time.
best storylines ever in WWE. Like the
Yeah,
Mickie Trish obsession story. Oh my God, that was
yeah.
so classic.
That was my favorite storyline of all time. That was what made me want to be a wrestler.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, so we could come back to that in a second. But when I met her and she was extra kind, it just made me even more of a fan. And a funny story of that, one of the days I met her is so at college, one day I was at college and I had really bad acne at this point. Like,
Oh
well, no,
no.
my acne wasn't that bad, but I couldn't have dairy, and I didn't know this at the time. I just so it would give me really bad acne. And one time I had this like massive spot on my face, and even people at college that day were like, did you get shot in the face?
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, no. And I was so worried about, oh no, I'm going to meet Mickie James and I look horrible. And I met her and like, she, we were sitting together and she was like really close to everyone. So like
Yeah.
her head was like here. And she
Yeah.
was the only person that day that looked me in the eyes and not at my acne.
Oh
And
really?
she was so kind and that made my day. Like I will never forget that. So yeah,
Oh,
she's amazing.
she really is. She's the best. Like I said, I interviewed her on the show. She was a sweetheart. And then I saw her at a couple different cons too, and super nice. Like I I even had to she one of the cons I was at, she was like, honey, she's that I remember you from interviewing me. She's like, can you do me a favor? I'll pay you. She's like, can you run and get me a soda? She said, my voice is like starting to go. She said, I need something to drink. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, sure. I said, it's no problem. I said, you don't have to pay me. And I ran. I think I got her Sprite.
Oh, oh wow, there you go.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
exactly.
so sweet. Oh,
Yeah, because
thanks.
she was sitting with Tara, Lisa.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She was sitting with Lisa and so Calval.
hmm
Yeah, she was sitting with them.
I watch Gore TV all the time.
Yeah.
I watch it all the time. When I was painting this room, I was like, oh, I just have something playing on the background, and I listened to like 6 episodes of Gore TV. So it's my
she's
guilty pleasure.
she's another one that's super nice. Lisa, like she's another one's that like one of the nicest ones you can meet.
I met her once at when I went to the States and wrestled. I also went to WrestleCon and I met her there, and um, she was just instantly nice. We were talking about, strangely enough, we were talking about, when the women grab each other by the hair and they throw them across the ring. Like I told her how much I love those things and
Yeah.
like how I do that in my matches. And then, yeah, we were talking about that. It was funny.
I remember watching the WWE when she came out with that whole crazy all the things you said running through my head. Remember that? And she like grabs her head like this, and oh my
Yeah.
God, I love that. That was like my favorite gimmick. Like I love that.
Yeah. And like, she was always great. Like everything, every time I even played the games back in the day and was using the divas, I used to always make them go against Victoria. And then for a few years, she weren't in the game, and I don't know why, but I would always create Victoria on the game as well, just to beat everyone up, just to give the widow's peak to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And one of my favorite Victoria moments is when she was in like a bikini contest and she loses, and then she beats up everyone. She beats up Maria, Candice Michelle, and Christy Hemme, and Jerry the King as well. She just kills everyone. Yeah, that's my favorite bikini thing.
She's a very strong woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like she could handle herself well.
Yeah, yeah. I don't mind taking a widow's peak. You know, I feel like I would let her give me a widow's peak.
And, so where did you go to school for wrestling training?
So when I first started, I went to a place called the London School of Lucha Libre.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, so, and that was super fun. And I remember walking in on like a beginner's Monday, and I say beginner's Monday, but then as soon as I walked in, I just saw someone whip out a Hurricane Rana and flip someone over. And I was like, whoa.
Am I in the right class?
Yeah, like, is this really beginners? Because I don't know if I could do that. But yeah. I went to the London School of Lucha Libre, and I went there for several years, and that place was just amazing. It was so welcoming. Like no matter what you were, every single type of person was welcome, and yeah, it was just amazing. I met so many, not just wrestlers, but so many different people from different stages of life, like cabaret performers, fire breathers, source followers, even people that had office jobs as well. Like I just met loads of different people. Like it was just a melting pot of everyone. And
oh my god,
yeah, so it was just such an amazing time. And it was great to learn wrestling there because I learned loads of lucha libre stuff, and they were really big on teaching people about characters and how to bring yourself out there into your character and just create something fun that isn't, you know, just a standard person going out there as I'm a wrestler. It was just so much fun. Yeah. The London School of Lucha Libre, it was ran by Greg Burridge and Gary Vanderhorn, and yeah, amazing.
Wow. Oh wow, nice. And like, I was reading online that when you were first training, that you were worried because you know, being gay in wrestling wasn't something that was accepted in the past, and you had to kind of hide it. And like Pat Patterson hid it for years, and it's something that you had to not tell people and keep hidden. But now it's like more open now. And I was reading when you were training, you were worried about being gay in wrestling, and your trainer was actually the one who actually helped you and said, just go out there and be the person you are.
Yes. So prior to going to London School of Lucha Libre, I had briefly gone to another school that we will not name. And it was diabolical. It was atrocious. We won't name it, but I was only there for a few months, didn't have match or anything, but it was very much like the promoter would call everyone gay. Like,
are you serious?
If you got a move wrong, you'd be called gay, whatever. And so because of that, I was like, oh god, I don't really know. I want to be a wrestler, but I don't really know what it's going to be like. Is it going to be the same thing? So when I went to Lucha, it was not like that at all. And when it came to having a match, so before my first match, like I didn't really have a character or anything. And it was just 2 weeks before the show, I got in the ring with one of the girls, and I was being like a bad guy. So I grabbed her by the hair, and then it must look so sassy or like the divas or whatever. So he was like, you know what? I want you on the show, and I want you to be a heel, and we're gonna you two in the match, in the tag team match, and I want you to get pink and sparkles. And I was like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the idea of wearing pink, like, it just totally scared me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my God, no, what? Anyways, I got these pink shorts, and they looked great, to be honest. Like, they fit great. And I realized pink, now I love wearing pink. But
yeah.
So I got pink, and I got this like sequin shirt thing to like do the whoosh when I go into the ring.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I wasn't sure if like how the crowd were going to react, and I was a bad guy, and I got booed. But then I also got cheered.
That's what you wanted to do.
We wanted to get booed.
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
But then I also got cheered, and then so after that, he was like, okay, we're going to have you as a good guy, and then I'm not even making stuff up, but like I would always get like the biggest pop of the night on these shows then. Yeah. And I realized like they were cheering for the moves, but it was the outfit and just the stuff I did in between. If I did a slut drop, or if I booty popped, all of the things that I would have got like bullied for outside of the ring, if I did them in the ring, I would suddenly get cheered for.
Oh.
So then, because like the fans were so accepting of me, that made me accept myself. And then because of that, like that was the whole reason why like I came out of the closet as well, because then I was still in the closet, even though I was doing that.
Oh, okay. So your trainer didn't know.
Yeah, so like everyone knew, but I wouldn't say it, but they all knew.
Yeah.
And so that really changed my entire life. I'm so grateful for that. Yeah, like, yeah, I'm so grateful for that. That was just the best thing that could have happened to me.
Definitely, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
Now I love wearing pink. Yeah.
Hey, it's fun wearing pink. Just ask Brett.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so a pair of
Brett's been wearing pink since the 80s.
Exactly. Yeah, good choice. I approve of that.
Exactly.
I bet it changed his life just like it changed mine.
Definitely, like no other wrestler besides Bret the Hitman Hart was wearing pink. Well, except for him when he was with the Hart Foundation. Him and Jim, like they were. But Bret was the first to wear pink, and he didn't care what people said.
Yeah, exactly. I live.
And when you were wrestling training, because I actually did it too. Like I did wrestling for a little while and then stopped. And but like the actual school, like the wrestling training, the thing I hated the most was running the ropes and getting the rope burn under your arm. Like what did you hate the most at wrestling training? Like something you're like, oh no, I have to do that again.
Oh, interesting. You know what? Back then, every time someone would complain about like doing something,
yeah,
I was okay with everything. Like I just loved being there because I really just could not believe that I was even in the ring training to be a wrestler, because I didn't tell any of my friends I was doing this. Like this was all a complete secret, because like I wasn't intimidating, like I was never really in fights, so people didn't think I would like succeed at being a wrestler. So I didn't tell any of my friends that I was doing this. So when we were in the ring doing stuff, I was just in shock that I was there. I was just happy to be there. Just couldn't believe it that if we did bumping all day, like I wouldn't mind. I was just excited that I was doing it. So I loved doing everything really. What can I nowadays I've done it for a little bit. When we do a lot of running drills, I'm like, oh girl, there's cardio, but I've still got it, so it's okay. Yeah, I'm I like everything. Just I hate getting hit in the face sometimes. Yeah.
I don't think no one ever likes that.
Hate getting hit in the face, but other than that, I'm like okay with everything. Yeah. Now I train at hustle wrestling. So London School of Lucha Libre that closed, and then I moved on to hustle wrestling, and then it's more of a British style of wrestling, and we train a bit differently, but I love every second of it. It's always so fun because now I'm at a point now where like during the pandemic, and I kind of stopped for a bit, and then I came back in. Yeah, I came back into it after, and it was sort of like relearning stuff or doing things a different way, and it kind of reminded me of how I first felt when I first came into wrestling and how much I loved it. And so I got no complaints. Yeah.
Okay.
I love doing it all. Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, just not getting hit in the face. That's it.
Just don't get hit in the face. As long as you stay away from my face, I'm good.
Yeah, that's actually the truth.
And how did you come up with the whole name, the Neon X explosion, and your style, the flamboyant style, walking out to the ring in the outfits, and when I saw that, like it reminded me a lot of a little bit of Gold Dust and Gorgeous George, who was like an old time wrestler. And I don't know if you ever heard of this other wrestler, exotic Adrian Street.
Yeah. I'd seen his documentary. Like
you're the flamboyant style, walk out to the ring, reminded me of like those three wrestlers all combined in like one.
Oh, thank you. So I did when I first started, like I watched like a documentary on Adrian Street and stuff.
Yes.
And like he's the one with his dad was like a coal miner, right, or something.
Yeah. He would always come out with the girl.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a photo of him in his gimmick, in his outfit, in front of his like the coal mine or something. I watched some of those to draw inspiration from when I first started. But it was mostly the women that inspired me. So I used to like peel my jacket off, and that was like a Candice Michelle thing that because so the thing is with all the divas at the time, that like everyone had something about them in their entrance.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
They either took off a jacket or I know did the splits like Melina or something. Now I can't do that. If I could, I'd be doing it every day. or like with their ring gear, it was like sort of they would have like lace material, so it was like quite cheeky. I drew a lot of inspiration from those. I just wanted to do what they did.
Of course.
Yeah, and so I knew that in my entrance, like I wanted to have something to strip off. And so recently, I just got this yellow outfit. And it's got like skin color on the back, so it looks like my butt is out, but it's actually not. Just so no one has a heart attack. I got it to match my skin tone, and I made myself a little belt thing, just to cover it up until I want to show it. I don't give the goods away straight away. So in my entrance, when I get in the ring, I just go whoosh, and whip it off. And when I saw Victoria's entrance when she was a babyface, and she had the tearaway pants.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, I always wanted to do something like that, but I didn't really know how to do it. And then when the opportunity presented itself, I was like, okay, this is my version of that. So it was always the women that inspired me.
Nice.
Yeah, the divas in particular, they were all just sassy, and that's so every part of them I put into myself. So, for example, I do my finish is a tornado DDT like Mickie James.
Yeah.
But I twerk before I do it, so I call it the DD twerk.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it.
So that was like, that came from Mickie James doing the DDT. And then at the time, back in the day, when like Miley Cyrus twerked at the VMAs. So I just put them two together, and then we've got my own thing.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I was like, all my childhood heroes I just put into my character and into me. And so bright colors was what I shied away from as a child.
Okay.
Because I don't know, men's clothes back then just wasn't bright. And I was like,
no, was it?
Yeah, no. And I didn't want to be called gay or anything. So
yeah.
And now that I like do whatever I want, I realize I look good in bright colors. So I just feel more like me when I wear yellow or orange or pink, or so I make sure to wear those and everything. And yeah, that's where the neon explosion came by accident, because I think I whipped someone into the corner and I ran in and gave him a clothesline. And then my trainer was commentating the match and he just went, Cassius came in like a neon explosion. And after
really?
that, yeah. So then after that, we decided to use that.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
Yeah. So it's all kind of, it all just ended up like flowing and happening out of nowhere.
Wow. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I remember when I was online, I saw when you first came out with the outfit where it looks like your butt's out, and I was like, oh my God, look at him. I said he really has his butt out in this match. I said, good for him. He doesn't give an F. Good. But then I realized it wasn't your butt. It was just
yeah, believe it or not, I am classy. I had to keep it classy. It's not the actual butt out there. Like, only specific people get that. But so, but it's the illusion is there. So yeah, I always wanted to do something like that, but I was always scared of like getting the outfit made and then the skin not matching my skin and then it just looking rubbish. But this one we took a lot of time to make sure we had it perfect and it worked out great. And
okay.
Yeah. And that outfit came out of out of like a personal thing where someone had tried to like create some drama in my life between me and someone else, and then when we spoke about it, it actually brought me and the other person closer together. And then he was like, oh, you are sunshine. And then I was like, oh. And then I used that and it's like, okay, right, my next outfit is going to be yellow and it's going to look like sunshine. And so that inspired that.
Oh my God. Isn't it funny how stuff comes together by accident? Like you said, your trainer basically was the one who gave you your name just by shouting something out. And now this person you're talking about calling you that made you come up with the idea for the outfit. It's just funny how things come together by accident.
Yeah. Using things in your life just to create something cool. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. And like by watching your stuff online, like I see you're just not like one dimensional wrestler. Like you're not just a one trick pony, what they used to call it in wrestling. Like you have lucha, you brawl, you do mat wrestling, so you are a mixture of everything. What would you say your style is it just like a mix of all?
Well, now I would say it's a mix of all. I think at first, when I first started, I just really did lucha stuff.
Yeah.
Because and like I did the odd Bronco Buster. I mean, okay, I'll put a Bronco Buster in there because
X-Pac.
X-Pac, but like and Maria did a Bronco
That's true,
Buster. Like
right?
you know, any diva reference I can find a way to put in, I will put in because it makes my heart sing, my inner child sing. So
Definitely.
like and so I would put stuff like that in there, but when back in the day, like other people that would have a gimmick or like a character or whatever, they would get scared of being pigeonholed into being like, oh, a gimmick wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
but that never was the case with me because I I would sprinkle these moves in, but I wouldn't base everything around these gimmick moves. Like I would I would do Bronco Buster here and there, but not all the time. And then
Yeah.
I would put in some lucha there because I was trained at lucha. And
Yeah.
for me, I wasn't going to pick anyone up. Like everyone's bigger than me. There's no way I'm going to be body slamming half of these people when I'm half their size. So the lucha stuff came natural to me. So I would whip out a Hurricane Runner and a tilt well head scissors.
Okay.
And for a while, I kind of just did lucha and I steered clear away from any brawling. And then as I started doing that for a while, I realized that, well, in all of my favorite matches, there's a lot of brawling going on. There's a lot of there's a lot of hair pulling, there's a lot of people getting their heads slammed into the mat, there's a lot of like rolling around, punching and kicking,
Uh,
and and so recently, like over the last few years, I've added more of that stuff to it because,
okay.
well, you know, that it's fun getting into a brawl. I mean, I don't want to get into a brawl in the street, so I'm going to get into a brawl in the ring. Don't want to get arrested for that.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. You do that in
So
the
you
street,
do
you
it in
get
the
arrested.
ring, and it's all set. So yeah, I'd say I'm more of like a mixture of everything. If I haven't done lucha in ages, I might whip some out then, just to show people that I still do that. Um,
Okay.
yeah, in fact, I'm wrestling tomorrow, and now that we're talking about lucha, maybe I'll do some lucha stuff.
Hey, do you go
Yeah,
if it fits right in the match? Why not do it, right?
yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. And I saw online like you wrestled with a torn AC, I think it was, right? Like
Yes.
you wrestled an entire match
Uh-huh.
injured. Like
Yes.
how was that? Like that must have been crazy.
That was so scary. Like that was crazy. If this were to happen now, I don't think I would. I'd be like, okay, but so I hadn't been wrestling for that long. I had never been injured. I think I was only like 21 or 22. I'd never had a proper injury at this point, so didn't really know what I would do in that situation. And so we locked up. I was wrestling these guys that flew in from Mexico, so they
Mhm.
didn't speak English and I didn't speak Spanish or anything. So
Oh,
so we didn't really there was a language barrier there, but we still did a good job. So we locked up, and then literally the first move, I got German suplexed and got dunked on my neck and my shoulder, and it was just torn straight away. I knew it.
oh my god.
Yeah, and so I was a heel, so I rolled out of the ring and I told people to shut up and blah blah blah. And then I went to lift my arm up, and it just went, and I couldn't lift it higher than this. If I wanted to lift it higher than that, I had to go with my other hand and lift it up. Yeah, and it was crazy. Like I thought, oh my god, what do I do? So I got back in the
Yeah.
ring. I got back in the ring, And then he grabbed my arm and he flipped me over from the same injured arm. And then
No.
my tag partner, he was like, Cassius, like, are you actually hurt? Or like, is this part of the show? I'm like, no, I'm actually hurt. And so I tagged out and then I tagged back in and I went to chop him and I pulled the
With
arm
the bad
back.
arm.
Yeah, with the bad arm, because I think that I had never chopped my left arm before at this point. So I pulled the arm back and I went to throw the chop and I just couldn't even like throw it. Like it just dropped back down. Yeah, and so I tagged back out again. And anyways, I got back in. We did the rest of the stuff and I got like a gorilla press. And then the finish was I lost by submission in a camel clutch.
Okay.
So he put I'm on the floor, he put my arms back and then he moves my head back. I was tapping out for real because before he even put it in, like the whole act of pulling my arm back, because no one really knew at this point what and the extent of what this was. At this point, we thought it might have been dislocated, but we weren't sure. And so yeah, I was like tapping out. But as soon as I in the match, when I tagged out and I got on the apron, for some reason, again, my trainer was ringside. And he wasn't even in the seats with the fans. Like he was just standing there ringside, and I had no idea why. And I looked at him and I went, I think I'm hurt. And he looked at my shoulder, and it's not the same level as the other one now. Like it was hanging down, and his eye just popped out of his head, and when I saw him look at me like that, I thought, oh no. And so that was crazy. Yeah, so it was a torn AC. Apparently you've got 3 ligaments in the AC. So if I've tore the top one, but I've got the other 2. So I got the range of motion back. So I never needed surgery, thank God. But yeah, let me show you actually. So bam, reveal here. So this is my good shoulder here.
Okay.
And this is the bad one. Well, it's not bad anymore.
Well,
but it's torn. It's never going to go back unless I get surgery. But I can move the arm fully. It never hinders me. I found out ways to work around it. But so it hangs lower here, and it pokes out. But I've managed to make it work for me. Like any workouts I did, I modified them. Like I found what works, and so it doesn't hinder me at all anymore. It's perfect fine. Like when I saw the doctors though, this was a strange one. So I had never really gone to the hospital for any broken anything. And then so I went there. The first doctor, he said you're going to need to go to France for surgery. And I thought, and I was like, France for surgery? Why would I go to France?
I know, exactly.
Like we're in London. Yeah. So he said I'd have to go to France, and then 2 other ones said, no, don't worry. You don't need to fly out anywhere. You don't need to get surgery. 9 out of 10 rugby players tear their collarbones. It's a very similar injury. So yeah, and thank God I could move my arm after. But yeah, for a good while I was in a sling. But then I blinged up my sling. I put loads of glitter on it and made it match my outfit. So I made that work for me as well.
Exactly. Yes. Nice. And I saw one of the greatest wrestlers ever is a big fan of yours, praises you, Will Ospreay. Like, how did you ever meet him, or is he just like a fan of you as a wrestler?
Oh, okay. No, so like Will was the one that taught me how to do a Hurricane Runner. So,
okay.
So when I first joined the London School of Lucha Libre, Will used to train there like every week. He used to do all of this. We were always on the same show. Like I wrestled him a few times. He was under a mask. So he had a different name. But I wrestled him a few times. I tagged with him a few times. Yeah, he used to train there, and then he started running specific classes, so that and where he would teach them, so that I would go to those classes as well. And then he taught me any lucha thing I do. I think I kind of learned from him as well.
Really?
Yeah. So I had never done like a Hurricane Runner before, and then he was the one that taught me how to do it in a really easy way. So he taught me that. And then he was always nice since day one. And then his family ran a promotion as well that I used to wrestle for as well. So yeah, and it's crazy. And then this was before he went to Japan.
Yeah.
And then he went to Japan and then like blew up, and it got really like big. The whole world knew about him, and it was like, oh my god, that's Will. So yeah, he's always been so nice. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
He helped me a lot.
Will's feud with Kenny is amazing. Like there's like real life heat there, and that's what makes the feud even better.
Yeah. He's really great to wrestle as well. Like I remember I wrestled him, and he was like, "Okay, how about like you do this move?" And I was like, "I don't know if I can do that." But with him, it was so easy. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Who would you say so far at like numerous fights, matches, like who's been your toughest opponent?
Oh, toughest. Oh God. There's a wrestler called Cara Noir. He wrestles for Progress. I'm not sure if you've heard of him in the States, but he's really tough. Like he walks to the ring as like a black swan. He has a face plate and like these wings. He's really tough though. Yeah, hard hitter. Every time I come out one of those matches, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm tough because I'm still here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'd say him. Yeah, he's one of the toughest ones, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anyone you would love to wrestle? Like, is there a dream opponent for you? I'm guessing it's Mickie.
Yes, you already knew what I was going to say. Yes, okay. So this, you know what? I'm going to manifest this. This is going to happen. So now I'm pretty sure that we're not going to have a singles match. Well, actually, I'm not going to rule that out. We could have a singles match maybe.
Well, yeah,
but
exactly.
I would really love to have a tag team match with Mickie James, or something where she's just out there with me, and then we both hit the DDTs on someone, on two different people at the same time.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Like if this manifests in any which way, like I will even rap hardcore country while she's making her way to the ring. Like I would even be prepared to do that. I can see this happening. Yeah. It would be Mickie James for sure.
Country.
Yeah, I know the words. Like
such a great song.
It's such a great song. Like I still listen to it while I'm at the gym.
Oh yeah. Like from like my favorite wrestling theme songs right now is actually Mickie James Hardcore Country and Chris Jericho's Judas.
Okay. Good choices.
Oh yeah, those are like my top two wrestling themes right now, because when I go to it, I don't know if you ever been to like a live AEW show. When Jericho comes out to the ring, he comes out to his song Judas, and the whole entire arena starts singing the words.
That's amazing. That's
oh my god,
I'll get involved.
Yeah, and it gets you so hyped because like he's coming out, and Jericho knows, like he walks out to the ring slow so that the song could play and that the fans could sing it. Like he's such a brilliant wrestler, like Jericho.
Yeah. So I met Chris Jericho years ago. Before I became a wrestler, I went to a Fozzy concert.
Yes.
I was standing front row, but the stage wasn't very high at all. So he was almost like standing just in front of me on the same level. And when I saw that he wasn't much taller than me, that was really inspiring, because it was like, oh wow, this guy has done everything in the industry and he's literally my height, or literally a tiny bit taller. That was great. see. That was great motivation to see. Like he's cool. He's great.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. And I saw, like, have you been on television shows too in Britain? And
Yeah, a few times. Yeah.
okay.
Well, this seems to always come out of nowhere, and it seems to be like a yearly thing.
Okay.
Like every year, I've managed to do something that is just manifested out of nowhere, and I love it. I love it. Those are my favorite things to do. It's crazy because the TV stuff, you go out there and you could do one move, but you get way more pay than on the indies.
Well, yeah.
And, yeah, of course. But it's obviously, we know it's not just about that, and you also, like, so many more people see it, and then you get more fans and stuff, and it's
Definitely.
you get all the benefits, and you go out there and you just literally do a tiny little bit of what you usually do. Like the TV stuff, I love doing those. Those are my favorites.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny because so when I was training to be a wrestler, I was also at university studying television production.
Yeah.
And how they make shows.
Yeah.
So no one knew I was wrestling as well. And then, so I'm studying how to make TV shows, but then somehow it's wrestling that puts me in a TV studio, and it merges everything together. And then we shot it, and then when it aired, I didn't really think any of my friends watched this show. It was called A League of Their Own. And when it aired, apparently a lot of my friends watched that show because they all saw me and they were all like, "Oh my God, were you on TV? Was that you?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a wrestler, guys." And they were like, "What?" So that yeah, that was my first TV thing. Yeah, that was my first TV thing I did. And yeah, maybe I'll be doing something soon.
Hey, yeah, exactly. You never know.
But yeah, in fact, my last outfit, no, a few outfits ago, there was a pink outfit that I got, and the TV company just made it for me when they wanted me on the show. Yeah, they made me a big, like, gladiator harness, and they just made it all for me, and then they centered the whole show around this silver theme, and it was great. The TV things are the best.
Yeah, hey, any television exposure you get is great. Hey, you might follow in the footsteps of Hulk Hogan, John Cena, and The Rock.
yeah, you know, you never know. It's that'd be amazing. And it was funny because it was like they had, obviously at this point, they had British wrestling back on TV from like NXT UK and stuff, and like I wasn't a part of that, but I was still managed to be on TV on a completely different show. So that was fun. It was like, I don't know, I had just created this own opportunity out of nowhere somehow. So that, yeah.
Oh wow. And, I always like to ask guests this when I have them on the show because I'm a big horror guy. Are there any horror films you like to watch?
Oh, of course. Yes. Okay. My favorite horror film of all time is Scream. And
yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna like that or not or whatever, because I know it's very like typical, but it's just.
Oh no, I love Scream.
Yeah, Scream is my favorite. And I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh yeah.
Scream
Jennifer
1 and
Love
2.
Hewitt.
Yeah, and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, that's right. Buffy was in it. Yeah.
Buffy, yeah. Buffy is another inspiration of mine that changed my entire life. She's the whole reason I became a wrestler as well. Buffy.
Really?
Fighting vampires, and the next best thing was the blonde divas wrestling in the ring. So that was the link to that. But
wow.
Yeah, that changed my entire life.
That's one of my favorite shows, Buffy. Like, I love Buffy.
It's my favorite show of all time. Like other than
Yeah.
wrestling, it's Buffy. But
Nice.
so she was in Scream 2 as well. And I just love my favorite part of Scream is the actual opening scene
Oh,
where she's
with
making
Drew
popcorn.
Barrymore. Yeah.
Yeah. So every
Yeah.
time I make popcorn, I'm like looking around, making sure the doors are locked. But yeah.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, Scream is honestly my favorite horror film. If there's ever a time where I choose a horror to watch, it's always that. Then I Know What
Yeah.
You Did Last Summer, and then and then I end up just watching Scary Movie, which is just like the the
Oh yeah,
parody
yeah.
of
It's like a
Scream, so it's
parody
kind of
of
the
it.
same
Yeah.
thing. Like
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, Scream, like that opening scene is like my favorite horror scene, like my favorite horror scene, because I mean it just it if you put yourself in her shoes in that moment, that is the scariest thing. Like you're alone in this house in the woods, the neighbor
yeah.
is like 100 miles away,
Oh
and you're getting a
yeah,
phone call from this wacko who's asking you your favorite horror movies, and then your boyfriend's tied up in the yard, and the only way to save him is to answer a question right. And they ask her
crazy.
the Friday the 13th question. She's like, "It's Jason." He goes, "No." She says, "I seen that movie 100 times. I didn't know it was Jason's mother." I'm like,
Yeah,
like that alone is like crazy.
my favorite bit in that is when she's on the phone and she's like, I've got a boyfriend and he's big and he plays football and he's gonna kick your ass. And then yeah, that line is just it's just the best.
I know, no, that movie is classic, and now Scream 6 is coming out. Like, yeah,
Yes. And it's not gonna have
no,
what's his
Nev
name?
Campbell isn't in it. Something with salary, like, and
Yeah.
bit what's her name's gonna be in it? Oh my god, why am I blank on her name? The girl from
Courtney Cox?
Friends. Yes,
Monica, Gail Weathers, right? Okay, at
yeah,
least someone's in it because
yeah, she's in it. I mean, if you saw Scream 5, you know David R. Ket died.
he
So
did, didn't he? In
yeah,
oh
yeah,
my god, I forgot about that.
he was killed by
Was that in the hospital?
by Ghostface. Yeah,
In the hospital, right?
yeah.
Okay, oh my god, I forgot. Oh,
So yeah, like
I need to
Courtney
rewatch that.
Cox is the only one left now, because I don't know if Nev is coming back because of the budget, but like she's the only one left out of the old ones.
Yeah. Oh no. They need to get they need to get Sydney back somehow in the next one, then at least. After that, I don't know. Yeah. It's just such a iconic franchise. Like it's just very 90s.
Yes,
That's like
definitely. And Buffy, like do you see like the new horror series that she's in now?
oh, I see her advertised on Instagram, but I haven't watched
It's
it.
so good.
Is it
Oh my
good? Is
god, it's
she
so
good in it
good.
as well? Is she good?
She's really good. She plays a cop.
Okay. Ah, I might have to watch this. But what
Yeah,
was it on? What is it on again? It's not on Netflix. It's on something else, right?
Paramount Plus.
That's why I haven't seen it because I don't think I don't have
Okay,
that.
okay.
Yet.
Now,
Maybe I'll find a stream.
it's a really good show. Like I'm hooked on it. Wolf Wolf Pack. It's called,
Ah, okay. Well,
and it like she's great in it, and the young guys that they got playing in it, they're really good. And
hmm well, Sarah Michelle Gellar is just iconic in everything
oh
she
my
does.
god, yeah,
So, like, obviously, she was the best in Buffy, and then I
yes,
always used to wish, like, one day she did something with WWE. That would be like my favorite thing. And then Freddie Prince Jr. was like working with WWE, and I was like, okay,
yes.
this is close. This is close enough. But like, even as Daphne in Scooby Doo,
Yeah.
she ends up doing lucha libre stuff. And now when I watch that back, I was like, and I used to watch as a child, and I think, no wonder I became a wrestler. Like that, the links were there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
I
god,
think
yeah.
I want to get purple gear that looks like Daphne's boots, the platform go-go boots.
Okay.
Maybe that's a new thing.
Okay. I love it. Okay. And if you were gonna do a karaoke song, what would be your song?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, well, first of all, I am doing hardcore country one day, so I'm not going to say that for this question. I'm not going to answer that because that's going to happen in the ring. Karaoke song. I think it would have to be maybe "Party in the USA"
Okay.
by Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite songs of all time. "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus, or "Perfect Day" from Legally Blonde. It's a perfect day. That always used to put me in a good mood. So one of those two, yeah, I think. Yeah,
that's great.
That's what I can think of off the top of my head, or something Taylor Swift. Yeah.
All right. Nice. And lastly, where can fans follow you at?
Okay, so you can find me on Instagram at Neon Cassius, or Twitter at Neon Cassius1. There's a 1 at the end because my old one got suspended for using a Britney song on a video during Pride Month last year. So yeah, so it's at Instagram Neon Cassius, or Twitter Neon Cassius1, or on Facebook Cassius the Neon Explosion, or even if you just type in on YouTube Cassius the Neon Explosion, it will come up with all my matches, or any of my TV appearances will be on there as well. So yeah, they all link to each other.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love it.
It's easy to find.
Well, thank you so much for doing this, for taking time out of your day. I really it was really fun meeting you. Like you're awesome.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Like, this was a lot of fun. You're really great to talk to as well. Like, it was a pleasure to be on this. So thank you for having me.
Definitely. Anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome. Like,
oh yay! When I have some good gossip or tea or something new to announce, I'll come to you.
Okay, sweet. I love it. Thank you. All right, buddy. Well, have a great day and great rest of the weekend, and good luck with your match tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. And enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.